I'm Jenna, and I will be leading you through your foundations class today. Today for props, I have two blocks and a blanket. Blocks are optional, and you can use anything that will help elevate your hands to be just a little bit higher up. Also, a prop that I have for us today is a broomstick or any kind of pole that you can use in your hand that we'll be using for balance later. I have a Swiffer. So, get your broomstick and at least a blanket. You're probably going to want that to put underneath your knees. There's so many puns going through my head right now, broomsticks and yoga. Okay. Anyways, let's go ahead and come to lay down on your back. You can move all the props off the side of your mat. And come to lay down. And we'll take the feet up against the wall when you lay down. So when you come onto your back, can't see if I'm in the frame here. Let's turn on the light. There. So when you come onto your back, take your feet on the wall, and for now, just let the legs relax. So let the toes turn out to the right and the left. Let the upper body rest down on the floor. You can let the arms rest alongside your body with the palms face up, or you can take the arms over your head and clutch one wrist with the opposite hand, making like a little halo above your head. And now let your next breath in fill you all the way up the low belly, the ribs, and the chest. And your next breath out, let the mouth part, the lips go. Feel the body get heavier on the ground. Big breath in, filling all the way up. Fill up a little more than you think you can to create space. And then exhale into that space and going all the way to the bottom until you feel the belly button draw in. Take a big breath in. And a full breath out, feeling your whole body just fall and release into the floor. Keep your breath moving now. And we'll just do a little body scan, starting with your feet. Feel the bottoms of your feet, the soles, the toes. Feel the tops of your feet and the ankles. Feel the heels touching the floor. Feel the calves and the shins. The knees, the thighs, your hamstrings. Feel the glutes and the fronts of your hips. Feel the pelvis and the pelvic floor. Feel the low belly, the rib cage and the chest. And feel the low back and its natural curve from the floor. Middle of your back and your upper back. Feel your shoulders and your shoulder blades. Feel down your arms, your upper arms to the elbows, down to your forearms, the palms of your hands and the fingertips and the backs of your hands. Feel the neck, the front and the back, the sides. Feel up the back of your head, behind your ears. Feel over the top of your head to the forehead, relaxing the space between your eyebrows, the eyelids, the nose, the cheeks, outsides and insides, inside your mouth, the tongue, the jaw unhinged enough so that there's space between your top and bottom teeth. And then just pause for a breath into that space, filling up. And a breath out. And then move your attention down your chin, the front of your throat, right into your heart center. And then pause over your heart. Take a few deep breaths there with your attention there. Imagining each breath was like a little massage for your heart. Bring both your hands over your heart, palms face down. And if you would like to set an intention for your practice, feel free to set that intention now. Maybe dedicating your practice to someone or something. For a collective intention today, I'd like to set it on feeling connected. Knowing times like this, we're going to have to dig a little bit deeper, get a little bit more creative. So part of that is going to be expanding our comfort zones, pushing ourselves to reach out to people in new ways. And then part of it will also be letting go of control, and also disconnecting once in a while from technology and feeling connected to nature, the sun on your skin, the breeze, the birds. So start by just feeling connected to the earth underneath you at the same time as feeling connected to your breath. And just take 3 more breaths here. Slowly start to release your hands, flutter your eyes open, and now turn the toes so they point straight up towards the ceiling. So your feet are pressing flat into the wall, almost like you were standing. And now find one of your blocks and take it behind your head. So we'll start first by taking the arms alongside your body, so we won't use the block yet, and tuck the shoulder blades a little bit underneath your ribs. Take the backs of your hands onto the floor. And now tuck the tailbone a little bit in so you feel the glutes slightly contract. The core might even contract a little bit. And then from there, press the outer shoulders into the floor. Press the backs of your hands into the floor. And press your feet into the wall until your quadriceps firm up. You feel the kneecaps kind of lift a little toward your hips. And this is a very active pose. Even though it just appears you're laying down, we're in a supine Tadasana. Press your feet into the wall. Press the back of your ribs just a little into the floor so you feel really sturdy here. Take 1 more breath. And then slowly relax. Now from here, keep the feet and the legs nice and strong. Take the arms behind you and find your block or whatever it is you're using for your block today. Now take your palms on the block so it's the long ways between your hands, palms on the short edges of the block. And then from there, take the block behind you with your arms straight. Now from there, the block might not come to the floor, and that's okay. If you need to bend the elbows a little bit, go ahead and do that. If you don't have a block, just take your arms shoulder width distance and turn the palms to face one another. Now as you do that, start to come back into your mountain pose. Press your heels into the wall until you feel your quads engage. Press the back ribs into the floor. Press the outer shoulders into the floor, and now try to take the block to the floor or press the thumbs into the floor. Keep pressing the low back into the floor slightly, the upper back into the floor, the heels into the wall. Reach the block slightly further back behind you, getting really big. Breath in. Hold for a breath out. Take 1 more breath in, reaching further back, getting longer. And with an exhale, slowly relax that. You can take the block off to the side. Now keep your left leg pressing into the wall. Draw the right knee in towards your chest. Interlace the fingers on top of the shin. Now as you press the left heel into the wall, hug the right knee into the chest. Flex your right toes and just roll your ankle to the right 5 times. And then roll your ankle to the left 5 times. Just waking up the bottoms of your feet. Flex and point your foot 10 times. Just flex and point. Try to get your toes involved too. The next time that you are flexing the toes, keep holding your right leg in your left hand and carry the leg across your body into a twist, and you can let your left toes turn to the left as your hips move, but keep pressing your left heel into the wall. Now from here, you can keep your gaze up to the ceiling or turn over to look at your right thumb and your right hand, deepening the twist into the entire spine. Relax your right shoulder towards the floor. Take 1 more breath. And now slowly bring that right leg back through center. Adjust your hips if they feel a little bit off. And then straighten your right leg. Foot comes onto the wall. Draw the left knee in. Interlace the hands on top of the left shin. And then hug the left knee in as you press the right foot into the wall. Press that right foot so much that you feel the the right quadricep firm up. What is that called when you can't say your R's? Is there a word for that? I know it's a speech impediment, but is there an actual title for that? Anyways, carry the leg across your body with your right hand into the twist. Reach your left arm to the left. One of my younger sisters had a speech impediment growing up, and her what do they call them? Oral therapist or something? Anyways, her name was Mrs. Kravitz. So, a horrible name if you can't say your R's and your S's. It was so cute to hear her try, though. Slowly bring that leg back through center. Straighten both the legs. Take the feet onto the wall. Reach the arms back behind you. Don't worry about the block. Take a big breath in. Reach tall. And with an exhale, hug the knees into the chest. Round the forehead up towards your knees. Again, inhale, reach long. Straighten the arms. Reach the legs forward. And exhale to round in, hugging knee to chest. Inhale, reach forward. And exhale, hug in. One more time, inhale, reaching forward. And exhale, hugging it in. Now keep hugging the legs in, just relax the upper back and the head down to the floor. Now give yourself just a little bit of a rock side to side, getting some compression in both of your hip sockets. And then pause in the center. Try to lower the back of your neck towards the floor by tucking the chin. And then drop the tailbone more towards the floor. And now hug the knees in a little bit more firmly, getting just a little slight deeper compression. And then from here we'll roll over onto one side and press up into a tabletop position. Now in this tabletop, that's where the blanket might be something that you want to take underneath your knees. So go ahead and take a blanket or a towel underneath your knees now if that's something that you would like here. And then from here we'll come to a place where your feet are on the wall and your knees are on the blankets and your hands are on the mat under your shoulders. So adjust as you need. And now from here we'll take a few cat-cows. So with your inhale, drop the belly, look up, pressing into your hands. And with an exhale, tuck the chin, tuck the tailbone, round into your cat pose. Inhale again into your cow, looking forward as the chest rises between your biceps. And with an exhale, round in, chin to chest, tailbone tucks under you. Take 3 more. Inhale, lifting the chest into cow pose. Exhale, rounding into your cat. 2 more. Inhale, lift. And exhale to round in. Now from here, we'll come into a neutral spine. And now bring your knees and your shins just a little bit forward, so that way when you straighten one leg back, you might have to move quite a bit forward here, you can press it into the wall. With your leg straight and that leg about the height of your hip. Does it feel really dark down here? Oh, that's much better. Okay. That leg is straight, toes are turning down. Now from here, tuck the belly button a little bit in and take your tailbone towards the heel that's on the wall. Now from here, keep your right hand on the floor, reach your left arm forward so the pinky is facing the floor like you were shaking somebody's hand. Engage the back of your neck a little so the chin tucks in, and then press the heel into the wall, reach your left fingers forward. Take a big breath in, and with an exhale, hug the elbow to knee underneath you and round your spine. With an inhale, straighten the right leg back, reach the left arm forward. And with an exhale, hug in, knee to elbow, rounding in. Inhale, reach forward and back. Exhale to round in last time. Now this time as you inhale, reach forward and back, take your left hand down onto the floor. Now shift the left foot a little behind you and turn your right toes right out to the right. And now reach your right arm up to the ceiling. So it's like it is a modified side plank here. And find your balance, tuck your left toes into the mat or the blanket. And now from here, once you have your balance, bend your right knee and hold on to the foot behind you. Now start to kick out into the hand. You can look over the right shoulder, starting to open up that right hip a bit, that right shoulder. Take 1 more breath. Now slowly start to release the foot back into the wall. Bring your right hand down to the floor. Bring your right knee down to the floor. Find a tabletop. Take 1 cat-cow with your inhale. Drop the belly. Look up. And with an exhale, round, tucking chin to chest. Press the hands down. Come back into a neutral spine here. Now from here, straighten the left leg onto the wall. Foot comes the height of your hip. Hold on, let me adjust the screen. My screen goes dark after a few minutes and it makes it hard to see where I'm at. Okay, left foot on the floor, toes pointing forward, and then down towards the floor rather. Draw the belly button in. Press that right shin into the floor as well so that you feel really stable. And then reach your right arm forward. Keep the belly button tucking in, tailbone moving towards your heel. Engage the back of your neck so the chin tucks in. Take a breath in. And with an exhale, knee to elbow underneath you, rounding the spine. Inhale, reach forward and back. Press the heel into the wall. Exhale, knee to elbow underneath you and round. Inhale, forward and back. And exhale, round underneath you. Inhale, forward and back. And exhale to round last time. Now this time as you reach forward and back, pause here. Take your right hand down to the floor. Turn your right foot out a little bit, so tuck your right toes. Turn your left toes out to the left. And reach your left arm up to the ceiling into this modified side plank. Find your balance. Press the left heel into the wall as you reach the crown of your head forward. And then from here, once you find your balance, bend your left leg, hold on to the foot behind you, and then kick into your hand, opening up that left hip and left shoulder. You can look over your left shoulder, take one more breath. And then slowly release the foot back into the wall. Take your left hand down, left knee down. Find one cat-cow, inhale, lifting the chest, look up. Exhale to round, chin to chest, press the mat down. Inhale, come back into your tabletop position. And now we'll move the tabletop back closer towards the wall so that your feet are on the wall in your tabletop and your legs are still at that 90-degree angle. Now from here, tuck your toes into the mat, press your hands down, and then slowly start to straighten the legs, taking the heels on the wall, hips move up and back. Press the heels into the wall, press the hands down, and try to take your tailbone higher up, deepening your hip creases. Then you can walk your hands a little bit forward for a more traditional downward facing dog. From here, we'll slowly start to tap the knees down, finding a tabletop. And with an exhale, downward facing dog, hips move up and back, straighten the legs. Tabletop position, knees down, find your neutral spine. Downward facing dog, hips move up and back. And now hold here. Press the heels into the wall. Press the hands down. Try to push your hips further towards the wall. Firm your quadriceps so the kneecaps lift. And take one more breath here. Relax the head down so the ears come between your arms. Now from here, slowly start to walk your feet all the way up to your hands, coming into a forward fold at the top of your mat. Once you get there, heel toe your feet as wide as your outer hips. Bend your knees. Hold on to opposite elbows, finding ragdoll pose. And from here, you can find a little sway right and left in your trunk. Let the head rest down. Relax the jaw, relax the tongue. Imagine there was just a cascade of water over your low back, down your upper back, just dripping off your head. And then slowly release the arms. Bend your knees, bring the hands to the hips, and hugging the elbows back, come all the way up to stand. Now heel toe the feet closer together, so now they're underneath your sit bones. And a good way to figure out where your sit bones are is these bony protrusions in your outer hips, straight down from there. So from there, we'll take the feet facing forward, palms alongside your body facing forward. Tuck the tailbone down towards the floor. Roll the shoulders back. And now close your eyes, just like when we were on our backs. Can you press the feet into the floor, just like you did when they were on the wall? Feel the quadriceps, the front of your thighs firm, the kneecaps lift. Press the back of your ribs into where the floor was until you feel the core fire up a little bit. And then draw the shoulder blades underneath you so you feel open across the chest. Tuck the chin slightly in. And with the breath in, slowly circle the arms around and up, combing the air until the arms are both reaching up. Join the hands and then soften the knees as you forward fold, hinging at your hips. Bring the hands down to the floor. Keep a slight bend in the knees. With an inhale, come halfway up, hands to the shins, shoulder blades draw back. And with an exhale, fold like molasses down towards your thighs. Pressing to the feet, sweep the arms around and up, reverse swan dive, reach the arms up, back of the ribs lift. And with an exhale, hands to heart center. 2 more like that. Inhale, sweep the arms up, reaching the palms up, facing one another. Exhale, soft knees as you bow down. Hands come to touch the floor, bend the knees as much as you need. Inhale, come halfway up, draw the shoulder blades back. And with an exhale, fold down over your legs, release the head. Inhale, slow, pressing into the feet, sweep the arms up, finding this moving meditation. Hands to heart center, slow with your exhale. Inhale, control movement, arms reach up. Exhale, soft and slow, all the way down to the floor. Inhale, come halfway up. And with an exhale, fold down over your legs. Now from here, keep the knees bent, take your hands onto the floor. Step your left leg all the way back behind you and tap the knee down to the floor. Now this is where some blocks might be handy if you have tight hamstrings. So if you'd like to use blocks, take them on their highest height to frame your right foot. Otherwise, you can keep your hands on the floor. I'm going to show variation 1 with my hands on blocks and variation 2 with the more deeper variation. From here, bend your front knee, lift your chest, take a breath in. And with an exhale, straighten your right leg, tucking the toes towards you, bow down into a half split. With an inhale, rebend your front knee, planting your right foot, lift your chest. And with an exhale, fold as you draw the right toes, even the pinky toe towards you. 2 more. Inhale, rebend your front knee, lift the chest. Then with an exhale, fold, tucking the toes in. Inhale, bend your front knee, lift your chest. And then pause here. Press into your right heel until you feel that right outer glute firm in slightly. And then from there, press into your big toe, get lighter on your hands. You can move the blocks to the side and reach your arms up towards the ceiling for Anjaneyasana. Now as you press into your right heel, pull that left hip a little bit forward. And then from here, take your left arm to reach out in front of you. Take your right arm to reach out behind you into a twist. Reach out through your fingers, keep pressing through that right heel to draw that right hip back. Now from here, bring the hands to heart center, thumbs in line with your ribs. Start to hinge your body towards the floor. Hook the left elbow outside the right knee to turn your chest a little bit more. If you'd like one more up, taking this just up one more notch, tuck your left toes, lift your left knee. I'm like, what the heck is that thing called? Maybe looking over your right shoulder. One more breath here, big breath in. Stay for your breath out. Slowly tap the back knee down, unwind, take your hands down to frame your front foot. Tuck your toes, lift your back leg, and step forward to the front of your mat. Come halfway up with a breath in, draw the shoulder blades back, and with your breath out, fold over your legs. Sweep the arms around and up, combing the air, getting taller to reach. Hands to heart center with your exhale. Then inhale, reach the arms up, slow like the airhead resistance. Exhale to forward fold all the way down, hands to the floor. Straighten the legs as much as you can. Inhale, come halfway up. And with an exhale, bring your hands down, step your right leg all the way back behind you. Tap the knee down to the mat, maybe find the blocks or take your fingertips to the floor. With an inhale, lift your chest. And with an exhale, straighten the left leg, hugging the toes towards you. With an inhale, rebend your front knee, lift your chest. With an exhale, half split, straightening the left leg and bowing down. 2 more. Inhale, bend your front knee and lift. And exhale to straighten and fold. Last time, bending here. Now pause. Press into your left foot. Start to get light on your fingertips. And then slowly start to take the arms up into an Anjaneyasana, reaching the arms up. As you press the left heel down, wrap the right hip slightly forward. Feel a lift in the pelvic floor slightly, and then reach your right arm forward, reach your left arm back into that twist. Keep pressing that left foot down. And then from here, bring the hands to heart center, thumbs right in the middle of your breastbone. Now from here, you can hook the right elbow to the outside of the left knee, deepening the twist a little more. Maybe you take the right toes to tuck and also lift the right leg up into a deeper twist. Take one more breath in here, looking over your back shoulder. Stay for your breath out. From here, gaze to the floor, tap your back knee down if you've lifted it. Bring your hands down, and now relift your back knee, step forward to the front of your mat and fold. Come halfway up with a breath in, and with a breath out, fold over your legs. With the breath in, sweep the arms all the way around and up. And with the breath out, bring the hands down to heart center. And inhale, sweep the arms up, growing tall, press into your feet. Exhale, forward fold, hinging at your hips all the way down. Inhale, come halfway up. With an exhale, bring your hands down, step your left leg all the way back. Now this time we'll keep the left leg lifted. I'll show the modification with blocks here. Lift your chest, take a big breath in. And with an exhale, straighten your right leg and fold. Inhale again to bend your front knee, lift your chest. And exhale to straighten your front leg and fold. Last time, inhale, bend the front knee, lift your chest. And exhale to straighten and fold. Now this time as you re-bend your front knee, tap your back knee down to the mat. Press into your right heel, move the blocks if you're using them. Take the arms up, Anjaneyasana. Now for this version, we'll bend the elbows, hold on to opposite elbows above your head like this. Now keep pressing into your right heel. Try to pull the elbows out from your hands so you feel your outer upper arms firm in. Lift the back of your ribs up a little bit and then lift everything up. And then from here start to lean back, trying to pull the arms back behind your ears. You can look up. Take a big breath in. Hold for a breath out. Straighten the arms back to the ceiling with a breath in. And with your breath out, take the hands down to frame your front foot. Now from here, tuck your back toes, lift your back leg up. Ground your left heel down and find warrior two. I'm going to switch so I'm facing the other way. Now from your warrior two, take your right thigh back and out to the right, and then reach through your fingers. Look right over your right fingers. Deepen the bend in your right knee. Now from here, take a look at your back toes. Make sure that they're turning in just slightly towards the front of your mat, so it's not quite parallel to the back outer edge of your mat. So my hips are actually at a little bit of a diagonal. Now with my hips at that little bit of a diagonal, it'll give me more space to take the right thigh further out to the right. But see if as you do that, can you pull the left shoulder back? Yeah. Now from here, flip your right palm with an inhale, go up and back, get long on your right side body. And with your exhale, bring your right forearm onto your thigh, reach the left arm alongside your ear. Take a big breath in, rotate that left shoulder back. And a full breath out, deepening the bend in your right knee. Come back into warrior two with a breath in. And then straighten your front leg, parallel your feet to the short edges of your mat. Bring the hands onto your hips, hug the elbows back, and soften your knees. Take a breath in, look up. And with a breath out, hinge at the hips, bringing the hands to the floor. Wide-legged fold. You can walk the hands forward if you'd like for a really wide-legged down dog. And as you walk the hands forward, keep pushing the hips back. Tuck the tailbone up towards the ceiling. So actually don't tuck the tailbone. Arc your low back a little bit so you feel more stretch up the backs of your legs. Take one more breath in. One more breath out. Now slowly start to walk the hands back and underneath your shoulders. Bend the knees and walk the hands all the way around to frame your right foot. All 10 toes point forward, and then step forward to the front of your mat. Take a breath in, halfway lift, and a breath out, fold over your legs. Breath in, sweep the arms up, growing tall, press into your feet. Hands to heart center with your exhale, let it go. Again, sweep the arms up, big breath in, get tall, and exhale, forward fold all the way down over your hands. That's your feet. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, hands down, step your right foot all the way back behind you. Now you might find those blocks here, or tense your fingers, lift your chest, take a breath in. And with your breath out, fold and bow over your left leg. 2 more with your breath. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, straighten and fold. Last time, inhale, bend your front knee. Open up into this low lunge. And exhale to straighten and fold. Now this time as you rebend, pause, tap the back knee down, move the blocks if you're using them. Press into your left foot and take the arms up to the ceiling. Now from here, bend the elbows and hold on to opposite elbows above your head. Try to pull the arms apart and from in between your hands. Lift the back of your ribs up, take the tailbone down. Now from here, get taller, take a breath in. And as you breathe out, start to lean back, taking the arms back. Maybe you're aiming for behind your ears or just in line with your ears. Relax the jaw, 1 more breath. Now slowly release the hands down to the floor. Tuck the toes, lift your back leg, drop the back heel, finding warrior 2. Excuse me, the screen went dark again. Okay. All right, warrior 2, back heel down, front knee deeply bent. Back foot turning in slightly so the hips are at a slight angle to give you space to push that left knee further out to the left. Now as you do that, snuggle the right shoulder back so there's just a slight twist here. Reach through your fingers, look over your left fingers, and then from here take the tailbone slightly to the floor. Pressing into the feet, flip your left palm, reach up and back, take a breath in. And with the breath out, take the left forearm to your left thigh, right arm alongside your ear. With an inhale, look under your right armpit, roll the right shoulder further back, hold for a breath out. With the breath in, come all the way back up, warrior 2, straighten your front leg and parallel your feet. Interlace the hands at your low back, or press your fists together into one another like this, like that. You can also use a strap if you have a strap handy. Feet are parallel to the outer edges of your mat, bend your knees, straighten your arms if you have the bind. And with an exhale, take the hands up and away from your low back, relaxing the head down. Now, as you come into this pose, shift the weight forward and pull the shoulders a little away from the ears. Take a big breath in. Release the hands to the low back and then down to the floor with your breath out. Slowly walk the hands around to bring your left foot, all 10 toes point forward, and then step forward into a forward fold. Find a halfway lift with the breath in. And with the breath out, fold over your legs. With the breath in, pressing into the feet, sweep the arms around and up. And with the breath out, bring the hands down to heart center. Now from here, find your broomstick and take it closer towards the wall. So this is going to be your stabilizer. This is not a necessary part of this pose. However, I think especially if balance is something that you're working on, this is going to be really helpful. So take your broomstick or whatever it is you're using, take it to the right side of your mat. I think they're doing construction outside. Let me close this door. Okay. So come back to the front of your mat. Find your Tadasana, mountain pose. Palms face forward. And then from here, take a big breath in, circle the arms up, look up, take the tailbone towards the floor, and with your breath out, soft knees, bow all the way down over your legs. With the breath in, come halfway up, draw the shoulders back, and with the breath out, take your hands down, step your left foot all the way back behind you into a low lunge. Now from here, this is where we're going to have to wiggle our body back until your left heel is on the wall in your low lunge. So wiggle your body back. We're not going to place the knee down, so don't worry about moving the blanket if it's there. And now here's where you'll find your broomstick into your hand, and we'll come all the way up into a high lunge. Now take the broomstick into your left hand. Press the left heel into the wall and take your right hand onto your hip. Now from here, start to lean the trunk of your body forward. Take your broomstick or your Swiffer, or whatever you have, further forward. Feel the weight shift into your right foot. And now hop your left heel onto the wall. And then keep hopping it until it's about the height of your hip. My right foot is too far forward, so I'm going to come down. My mat is actually sliding. So if your mat is sliding on your floor, come onto the floor. Right leg is forward, left leg, we're starting to hop it up onto the wall until it's the height of your hip. The broomstick is there to help you. Press into your right foot, press into your left foot. Now reach your right arm forward alongside your ear. Reach your left arm forward. You can move the broomstick to be with you. Press your left heel into the wall. Tuck the belly button a little bit in and reach forward. Now from here, bend your right knee slightly. Come onto the ball of your left foot. Start to trust your right foot and your right leg to hold you. Slowly start to draw the left knee in towards your chest. You can use that broomstick. Bring the right hand onto your hip. I'm going to turn so you can see me. Now from here, carry the leg to the side and find a tree pose. Either stepping the foot onto your calf, or you can put the ankle onto your inner thigh. So good. Now from here, you can either move the broomstick or keep using it for support. Maybe find half namaste with one hand. Don't close your eyes. Sorry, that would be really hard. Take a few breaths. Actually, if you have the broomstick in your hand, you might practice closing the eyes since it's so hard to do without it. And just feel what it's like. See if you can make your hand a little lighter on the broomstick, perhaps. Take one more breath. And slowly step your feet back together into your Tadasana. Great. Take your broomstick back onto the floor. So I really like getting creative with props. It's not that easy to do in the studio, but now being at home, I feel like it's a great option. Just something to notice is if you get really stressed during these balancing poses, totally normal. I myself find myself sweating immediately as soon as we balance, so totally normal. What we're trying to do is control our breath and our ability to breathe through challenges here. So let's come back into the front of your mat or your space. Broomstick is someplace near your mat so you can reach it. And then with the breath in, sweep the arms up, growing tall. And with the breath out, forward fold, soft knees all the way down. Inhale, come halfway up. And with an exhale, bring the hands down. Step your right leg all the way back behind you and take the heel onto the wall. Find your broomstick. Take it into your right hand and come all the way up into a high lunge. Press your right heel into the wall, lean your chest slightly forward, and then take your broomstick up and out to your right slightly. Feel the weight transfer into your left foot, and then hop your right heel onto the wall. Keep hopping it up until it's the height of your hip. Now from here, straighten your left leg if you can, press the right heel into the wall, press your left foot into the floor, and then reach your left arm forward. You can try reaching your right arm forward as well, still using that as a balance tool there. Take a big breath in and a full breath out. Now bring the left hand to your hip. Come onto the ball of your right foot. Bend your left knee a little bit. See if you can get a little lighter on the broomstick this time, trusting your body to draw the right knee in towards your chest. So good. Now from here, carry the right foot out to the right, taking the foot either onto your calf, or you can take the foot onto your inner thigh, maybe finding that half namaste here. If you have the broomstick, maybe try closing your eyes and see what that's like. Slow down your breath. And slowly we'll start to step your feet back together. You can move the broomstick off to the side. Great job. Let's come back into your mat if you've moved it. And we'll take your blanket. Don't worry about the blanket actually yet. We will take it up against the wall eventually, so if you want to take it there now, feel free to take it there now. Find a Tadasana, mountain pose. With an inhale, sweep the arms up, grow tall. With an exhale, forward fold, soft knees all the way down. Inhale, come halfway up. With an exhale, bring your hands down and step back into either a downward facing dog or we'll tap the knees down into a tabletop. And now shift the shins to one side. We'll come to sit on the floor. Now, I'm going to face you so that you can see me, but you can stay facing the front of your mat. So we'll come to sit first with your right shin parallel to the front of your mat. And your left shin, you can sweep off to the side. So for a lot of us, that right knee will lift. So for that to come down, let's lift the left hip up, and you can rock and take your right hand down onto the floor. Now then bring both of your hands onto the floor, And if this is too much for your left ankle to be on the top of your feet, for now you can flex the left foot out to the left. Now from here, with both your hands down, walk onto your forearms, finding a variation on pigeon pose. Let the forehead rest down. Now if you have really open hips and you love pigeon pose, you might be here and then just straighten your left leg coming into a more traditional pigeon. But no, we will eventually do something in this shape, so you'll bend that left knee back in eventually anyways. Hold here for 3 more breaths. Breathe into the back of your ribs. And now slowly start to come back up onto your hands. If you straighten that back leg, bend it back in. If you turn the left foot out to the left, come onto the top of your left foot now if you can. Now hug that leg a little in closer towards you so that left heel is pretty much right outside the left sit bone. And then lean back into your hands. Now from here, take your right foot flat onto the floor and just lift your hips and tuck your tailbone, place your hips back down. So that's a really subtle movement. I'll show it again. It's just lifting your hips slightly, tucking the tailbone and placing the hips back down. Now you might already feel a lot of stretch in the front of that right thigh. If that's the case for you, then stay. Otherwise, you might choose to come all the way down onto your forearms, keeping that right leg bent. You can lower all the way down onto your back. I'm not going to do that today. And then just pause here for a few breaths. Now slowly, if you come onto your forearms, press back up onto your hands. Straighten your right leg and straighten your left leg. Give them a little shake. Windshield wiper the legs side to side. Let me close this other door here. And then from here, we'll take the same thing on the other side. Alila. Take your left shin parallel to the front of the mat. Sweep your right foot out to the right. You can turn your right toes to the right to start here. Flex your left toes. And if that left knee is lifting, lift your right hip up to bring your left knee down. Now bring your hands down onto the floor in front of the shin and lower down onto your forearms. And you can rest here in this modified pigeon for a few breaths. Maybe straighten the right leg behind you for a more traditional pigeon. That's up to you. Take a few breaths here. Relax the jaw. Soothing sounds of my dog drinking water. Walk back up onto your hands. Now if you've turned your right toes out to the right, come onto the top of that right foot and snuggle that right leg in. This left shin and knee can lift, that's no problem. We'll take the hands behind you, take your left foot flat onto the floor, tuck your tailbone and come onto the back of your pelvis, and that might be where you stay today. If you'd like to take this further, you can lower down onto your forearms behind you. If you'd like to take it further, again, you can come to lay on your back, but just listen to your body, what's going to work for you today. Take 2 more breaths. Now slowly start to come back up onto your hands. Straighten your left leg, straighten your right leg, give them a little shake, windshield wiper the legs right and left now. Now we're going to come into a hands and knees position with your feet up against the wall. I wish I could show you what my dog is doing. She's just, it's not going to be funny if I describe it though. Anyways, come onto your hands and knees at the wall. Take your hands up onto something, blocks or onto whatever prop you're using. And then walk those as close as feels comfortable to you. And now we'll take the right shin onto the wall with the top of your foot and take the knee down. Now from here, if your blanket isn't right up against the wall, make sure that it's really close up against the wall, and you might even want some additional padding here. So make this as cushy as you need. Take your right shin up against the wall. Actually, let's bring that right knee back down. I messed up. Take your left foot out in front of you. Now, take the right shin back up against the wall. Or as close as you can. My mat keeps sliding. Yeah, and it takes a little bit to wiggle back, and then once you have that foot up on the wall, you can walk the blocks in towards you a little bit. You might walk the hands up onto your thigh. Now from here, you have the option to stay wherever you are. If you're coming up onto your thigh and you feel like you have a little more, you might take the hands onto the wall and start pushing your hips and your sit bone back towards the heel. If that's coming along, don't feel like you have to take this further. If you're already seeing fireworks, stay. If you'd like more, take your arms up, take the thumbs to the wall behind you, and start to lift up and look up. Take one more breath. And then slowly bring your hands down to the floor. Move that right knee further forward. Bring your left knee back onto the blanket. Oh, this is called King Arthur pose. Awesome for opening up the quadriceps and the hip flexors, which is, if you've been spending a lot more time sitting lately, it's definitely going to be intense. So stick with it. We've just got one more side here. Come back into your tabletop, feet on the wall, blocks under your hands. Step your right foot forward. Press into your right foot to scoot your left knee back so you can take the left foot onto the floor, onto the wall. And then move that left knee further back as much as you can. Move the blocks as close to you as you can. And maybe this is where you stay. Maybe you can walk the hands up onto your knee or your thigh. Now this might be a good place to stay. If you're feeling a lot, maybe start pushing the hips back towards your heel. If you'd like more, reach the arms up, thumbs up against the wall, lifting the chest. Take one more breath. And then slowly bring the hands back down. Walk the blocks forward. Come back into your tabletop position. Awesome. Move the blocks off to the side. Move the blanket off to the side. And then we'll come to lay down with the legs up the wall. Screen went dark again. So legs up the wall are also called waterfall pose. As the easiest way to get into this pose, I think, is come to sit with your hips up against the wall. Take your hands onto the floor, put your butt on the wall, drop your shoulder, and then roll until your hips are up against the wall. Now, if you have tight hamstrings, you might just walk your hips a little back so that your legs are at more of an angle. Now, this pose is called waterfall pose because the feet are up and the reverse is blood flow, where usually the blood flows down to our feet. Now it's flowing back up towards your head. So you can relax the arms either alongside your body. You could take the arms alongside your head like we started, maybe holding one wrist or the other, cactusing the arms. But feel the weightlessness in your lower half. See if you can feel the waterfall effect of the blood down your legs. Or maybe imagine water just trickling down your ankles, your calves, your thighs. Pooling a little bit in your pelvis. Back, taking a big deep breath in through the nose, filling all the way up. And open the mouth, let it go, feeling the back of your body just rest a little heavier onto the floor. Relax your jaw. Let go of trying to do anything at all now. Imagine you could let go of your physical body and everything that you know, so that every sensation, everything that your mind or your environment is happening, it's like the first time it's happened. There's no discourse or dialogue. Just sensing in this present moment, in this pure consciousness itself. Feeling the moment just flow through you like water without grasping or reaching. And your mind start to get a little more fluid. The muscles on your face just melt like a hot candle wax. had a sense that connected you to everything. And you could feel it just an inch above your skin. You could sense the air. You could sense changes in the energy or in your environment. Imagine you developed this sense an inch away from your skin. Feel the air vibrating around you. And then start to expand that sensation to maybe 6 inches away from your skin. And then feel into the entire room that you're in. Feel the shapes of the things around you. Feel the sounds. And imagine you could feel even further out than your room into your whole house. Feel anybody that's in your house, in your building. Feel the energy of the community around you, your neighbors. And then expand that outwards to all of Austin. Imagine you could sense all of Austin, this collective unity, this collective consciousness between us all. Sharing our struggles, sharing our bliss. Imagine those that you love far away. Cultivate a sense of feeling connected to them. Through space and time, feel your body connected to every living thing around you. Feel the 6th sense vibrating your skin. Feel your heart open. And take a big breath in. And open the lips, let it go. Now bend your knees, take your feet flat onto the wall, or stay like that for your Shavasana if you'd like. Roll to one side, curled up in a little ball. And then make your way onto your back when you're ready. Either flipping your body around or keeping your legs up the wall. If you'd like something underneath the backs of your knees, feel free to take that now. Relax your arms, relax your legs, relax your head. Finding your final resting pose, Shavasana. eyes open, orienting yourself into the room, but keeping that sense of pure consciousness. Notice the things that you see without darting your eyes around. And start to wiggle fingers and toes. Keeping your gaze soft. Bend your knees. Hug them into your chest. And roll over onto one side. And keeping your head heavy, press yourself up into a seat. Maybe coming up to sit onto a blanket or a block. And then close your eyes, taking your palms face up to the ceiling. Relax the jaw. And come back to any personal intention that you set for your practice. Come back to our collective intention of feeling connected. One of my favorite quotes by Albert Einstein is, "You can see the world in two ways, as if nothing is a miracle or as if everything is a miracle." And these are the times where we're challenged. How do we see struggles? How do we see change? How do we see all of this turning of things over in a way of a miracle? We let go of the things that we cannot control to harness the things that we can, which is our mindset, our perspective. And that is ultimately the practice of yoga. Harnessing in our mind to be able to ease our suffering. It all starts by just slowing down, noticing your breath, your environment, our connection to everything. And most importantly, to me, at least, to each other. Bring the hands together in front of your heart. Take a big breath in, filling up. And as you breathe out, sigh it out, bowing the head down to the hands. And the highest light, the divine self that lives inside of me, recognizes and bows before the highest light and divine self in you. From my heart to yours, namaste. Thank you all so much for sharing some of your practice here with me tonight, whenever it is you're taking this class. It's such a pleasure to be able to still share my passion for teaching with you. And I would love some feedback. So if you have the time or the space to do that, if you want to follow us on social media, email us from our website, info@wildheartyogaAustin.com. I would love to know what props you have at home, so that I can accommodate when I make classes. And also, I would love to know if there's anything that you would like to do in class. It's great to have some inspiration from you guys and to be able to better serve you. So please feel free to reach out to us anytime. And such a pleasure. Namaste, y'all. Thank you for sharing. Bye.